Since there are no major developments and changes in accelerated dragon, what we want to do is go through the most critical positions, and actually in this case I pick the positions by the number of the questions I get from customers and from readers about various different positions that they had in the game, and they encounter a certain problem and they ask for help. Here are several of them, of the critical positions. e4 c5, knight f3 g6 d4, cd, knight takes d4, knight c6, knight c3, bishop g7, bishop e3, knight f6, and f3. So we said we don't recommend this move because of with castle, and on bishop c4 we go queen b6. But this move, according to theory and according to even our tape, gives black okay and a playable position, no advantage, and some people were unhappy with this position. And here is the position I am referring to. Bishop b3, knight takes e4, knight d5. This is all theory. Queen a5, check, c3. Now here we had practically two choices, and which we were mentioning. We're going knight c5 or knight f6, probably knight f6, and after knight c6, knight takes c6. I mean, here also we had two choices, b takes c and d takes c. I think in both cases black is approximately equal, although some people don't like to play this position because white has two bishops. Well, two bishops are not significant here, and this is okay to play for black. But why are we looking about this position? Because I want to introduce a different idea, which actually myself I like better. So here is this. Queen b6, bishop b3, knight takes e4, knight takes d5. I have a reputation of not being a real pawn hunter and winning a pawn for any cost and then defend bad position. No, but certain positions I would defend for an extra pawn, and this is one of them. I go queen a5, check c3, and instead of going knight f6 back, I would go bishop takes d4. And after bishop takes d4, well, obviously I cannot take on d4 because there will be knight takes e7 check. So I am simply gonna play knight to c5. Okay, now I have an extra pawn. That's the extra pawn I was talking about. White is gonna castle, and we still cannot take on d4 because knight takes e7, and we will go now simply in this position, knight to e6. No question, white has some initiative. And also there is no question that black has some dark square problems on the king side. I like initiative myself, but I wouldn't want to play this position for white because I see a deficit of a pawn, and black now wants to eliminate white's only pride, dark square bishop, so bishop practically has to move. And then if we go simply queen d8, there is no easy access for white to black's dark squares on the king side. So what we can do, maybe we can go knight c7, d6, bishop e6, and I think black's position is very solid, and I think white does not have full compensation for a deficit of a central pawn. That's my opinion. I believe in it, and that's another food for your brain. So I would recommend to go. This is one answer on the question what to do in that position.